hope everybody's having a day. Man, I'm about to give, a nugget of truth, a pill of truth, and not many people will want to hear it. So I'm going to speak on the issue of correcting the daughters of Zion, which a lot of men have tried to do, but we got to talk about something that's consistently happening, and it's hypocritical, very hypocritical. Man, I'm somebody that has 16 plus years of leadership experience. Started out with leading about four people. You could say is the size of a small family, and have excelled all the way up to the point of being able to lead 200 plus people, sometimes more than that. My background, some of the things that I've been able to, Most High Yah has allowed me to accomplish in the military is be a drill sergeant, to be a recruiter, and numerous other things. As a drill sergeant, man, I had to correct deficiencies in the masses. I'm talking about formations of 50, 100, 150, 200. And I know how detrimental allowing one person to get away with some nonsense can be to the team. And when you think about a team concept, think about the family. I know how detrimental that can be. Leaders, if leaders do not get dealt with accordingly and they're partaking in nonsense, it can impact the people that are up under those leaders, because these leaders have just created a new standard. But let me tell you what the standard that's completely lawless, that it makes no sense. Man, right now there's a whole bunch of brothers that look like me. A lot of them don't have no skin in the game, can't leave themselves out a bowl of Jello, let alone have no business entertaining a woman, a daughter of Zion. The scribes, the Pharisees, and the Sadducees were constantly called hypocrites. They thought they were standing on business, only to get rebuked and find out that they weren't standing on truth. Man, when you look at a lot of these MGTOW, these brothers, these black, and they're talking about the issues with black women, what you have is them wanting to cast the mote out of a daughters of Zion eye without recognizing the beam that's in their own eye. The righteous love judgment. The righteous love judgment. The Bible says, judge with right judgment, with righteous judgment. And oftentimes our daughters of Zion catch the worst judgment from brothers that's not living righteous. Let me break it down. Man, if you are a brother out here and you are partaking in the defiling, in the support of the defilement of the daughters of Zion, you have no leg to stand on. You might say all this stuff that sounds religious and good, that, man, I'm putting on the armor of God. But he's not giving that armor to those that's not walking in truth. You got to think, man, a lot of what we're experiencing, all of these babies being born out of wedlock, a lot of these single mothers, men, you have to stand on truth. Nobody wants to hear that y'all was busting it down, you were clapping them cheeks, all of a sudden she's pregnant and she's wicked. Man, the Most High Yah has rules, laws, he's got precepts, regulations, instructions that you got to follow to be blessed. How many of these MGTOW brothers that want to talk about black women, that think they got some skin in the game and deserve a seat at the table, sit up and say, man, you need to have a rotation? They support the same lifestyle Solomon had. Solomon was going after all the wrong women. They sitting up being an Ahab, sitting up not fulfilling a duty to none of these daughters of Zion, not being a physical covering to them, not being a spiritual covering to them, partaking in sexual immorality, fornication, but yet you want to address matters of the black family, the daughters of Zion, but you don't want to live right. That's double-minded. That's hypocritical. Man, I once let me tell you something, because so you get an understanding of where I came from. Man, I grew up in the church like many of our brothers and sisters grow up in the church. The problem is the church is tickling ears. They're not speaking truth. They're tickling ears, not speaking truth. It's a money-making business. The word says they speak, they preach and teach and judge for hire. They divine for money. Not once did anybody get in there and get up there and say something spirit-filled. They might have had some background music as far as how we are to live righteously when it comes to the cohesiveness of the family and how everybody's got to play their biblical role in order for that thing to work. But what did you do? What did you grow up in? You grew up in a household where your parents allowed this girlfriend and boyfriend crap, and both of y'all ain't got shit. But yet y'all sneaking off, parents laughing about it, y'all doing all this touching and feeling. Next thing you know, somebody got a baby. The man ain't got shit. The girl thinking the man is all of a sudden supposed to have something, and two fools, blind leading the blind. Parents allowed a lot of this stuff. You don't know how many young daughters of Zion get bust down on prom night. Parents, the ones behind the camera taking pictures, and they know what time it is. And then all of a sudden, when our daughters of Zion is stressed out and angry because you didn't fulfill a duty to them, now all of a sudden you think having a rotation and busting them down and giving the brothers all this guidance. A lot of these passport bros, let's be honest, man, they going over there to bust down foreign chicks. That's all they're doing. That's sexual immorality and fornication. That's what it is. Man, I have conversations with my East, with my Shire, and I know I'm going to have to walk through the fire. I do it all the time. But guess what? On the back end of every one of those conversations, as long as I'm walking in truth and standing on truth, 9 times out of 10, there's a positive change. There's a righteous change. But one thing you're not going to do is be a sinner and try to correct a sinner when the Most High Yah put you here to lead. You're not going to be able to do that. You know, ain't no woman listening to you if you got your pants hanging off your butt. You might have the money and got your pants hanging off your butt, but don't think you finna correct her. She'll follow you long as you going where she's telling you to go, manipulating you to go. But try to get on her case and give her a rebuke or a correction and not be walking in truth. Well, get your ass toe up. Man, you got to keep pushing through, trust in the armor. Man, I see it oftentimes where, man, it'll be range day in the army, and soldiers will show up, and they'll have on their armor. They'll have on their ILTV, their bulletproof vest. And then when you're doing checks, before everybody gets on the line and the gunfire starts, you find out jokers ain't got no plates in them. How are you going to push the truth when you don't even have your armor right? You're not walking in truth. And I have to crush souls, by saying, you think I'm going to let you on this firing line and be accountable for you, and you don't even want to do right by yourself by making sure you got your plates in? Well, it's an accident. No, because when something happens out here and you catch a stray Who's that on? That's on me. But I got to stand on truth. You know, man, it's a doggone shame to see, you know, some of these videos where brothers are addressing the daughters of Zion and they're not walking in truth. You know, how you gonna be how you gonna be a doggone a lawless rapper trying to correct a sexy red? Both of y'all got a problem. Man, back when I was a recruiter, man, I used to, in my personal time, go spend time with the homeless, man. And something that I often saw was a lot of toxic relationships. I would see two men, and they would say, man, they're helping each other out. One of them addicted to meth, other one addicted to heroin, but yet they looking out for each other. Where the hell y'all gonna get if both y'all got an addiction? Y'all got a problem. Man, it's not until one of them says, hey, man, I got to get clean. And then once I'm clean, now I'm capable of helping somebody. Now I'm capable of saying, hey, come with me, walk with me. And I'm going to get you out of this. Oftentimes, in this dysfunction that we've normalized, you will have a lawless man trying to lead a lawless woman and then give correction. That's what happens in our community. And you get nowhere. I'm telling you, if you are walking in truth, don't give up on the daughters of Zion. Don't give up. You know, trust the armor. And in order for you to trust your armor, you're going to have to get in that word and walk in it. Get in that word and walk in it. See, she can't submit to the lawless spirit in you. She can't. It's not until she see that Messiah-like spirit in you that she will submit. It's going to be a fight. Some deliverance has to happen in the black household, but you ain't going to deliver nobody as a man when you ain't walking in truth and you filled with demons. What you got one brother like to smoke weed, trying to correct his woman on drinking too much. And all you want to sit around and do is smoke dope. You not finna correct nobody like that. Y'all two drug addicts, hooked. Good luck with that. That's a toxic relationship. Man, I'm here to tell you, man, push forward, trust your armor. Trust the armor of Yah. Oftentimes, men make the mistake of saying all this religious stuff, and you ain't got no armor on. The minute you go in there, try to correct your woman, she air you out. I'm talking about a 200-round drum of the stuff that you're partaking in. You cannot correct a woman and the blame be on you. You got to be blameless, without reproach. Man, if your woman is constantly exposing you for lawlessness, you think you're going to be able to correct her? She's not hearing it. What we have now is a lot of the daughters of Zion that don't have nothing to show for the booty that they done given up. These men, all these men that came along and took the booty that was supposed to fill a duty, never did it. And these women are pissed. The daughters of Zion are pissed. And you now know Kevin Samuels did a great job of giving you the audio and visual of what the daughters of Zion are actually saying. Doesn't mean that there's no truth in it, but what you see is you have all of these women with a high body count, you know, some of them higher than others, and they've been defiled. Who defiled them? Was it not men? All these women have a high body count, and they saying, you know what? This basic standard that is righteous is no longer good. We don't care about that. We want the money. We want the money. So now They've tried to raise the standard that even Messiah couldn't meet. And it's not raising it righteously. They're saying, you want to take the booty? We don't mind giving it, but you're going to have to pay me. And if you don't pay me, I'm going to manipulate you and take everything you got. And brothers, if you fall for it, you deserve to get all of that smoke. All of that smoke. How many brothers we gonna keep seeing support nonsense? You think Sexy Red is attractive. You think doggone Cardi B, Nicki Minaj is attractive. You think all these lawless women are attractive because why? You know you can manipulate them into taking the booty, but you don't want to lead them out of darkness. Man, you guys don't realize how much smoke I catch. I catch a lot of smoke at home, but I'm built for it. I say a lot of stuff, and I be sitting up here, reading that word, and, I start seeing issues and have to address them with my own my own wife. Bro, it is a gun fight. But if you stand on truth, built on a rock, you can't be. What happens is you will try to correct the woman, and you standing on sand. You standing on lawlessness, and you get toe up. She run you off, tell you what you finna do. She can blackball you, manipulate you, and you have no choice. Man, I remember, being young, doing a lot of the same stuff that these young men do. Hey, at some point, you got to grow up, man. You got to grow up. In order to fulfill righteousness, you're not going to be able to do it the way that the black woman says you need to do it because they don't know the truth. They're out of order. You got to be in order to help somebody get in order. They got the mindset that just because they got education and career, the verses that say you're supposed to obey your husband and everything and submit, wives submit to your husband. Older women are the teach. They think that they can reverse that or flip it, do a 180, and all of a sudden, the structure of the house. I'm here to tell you, man, when you think about Adam, and you think about how critical and important an atom is, everything falls apart without an atom. You remove the atom out of it, everything falls apart. There can be nothing without an atom. How many times are we trying to spread these seeds and take off? Talking about you living your best life because you got the booty. When are these brothers that is talking about having a rotation, MGTOW this, go overseas, dick them down, all of this? These brothers are showing you vlogs on YouTube where they just going over there defiling another nation's women. When are you gonna stop and say, man, let me clean up this in my backyard because I've contributed to it? Man, I'm here to tell you, hey, brothers, you're not without blame. You are not without blame. And in order to push through and trust the armor, you're going to have to say, man, when these daughters of Zion are coming to you, broken, hot and horny, ready to give it, you're going to have to say, nah, you worth more than that. I'm good. I don't want none of what you giving. Not like that. Do you realize what you're doing is causing you self-inflicted trauma? How many brothers really want to do that? Or you going to say, man, let me just slide up here and act like ain't nobody going to see me and bust it down? How many times we gonna do that? That's what brother, how many thirsty brothers is it going to constantly be on social media trying to drink a lawless woman's bath water, but think you got some skin in the game to stand on business, to stand on truth. I tell you, man, you're going to have to clean up your act. Man, I tell you, on social media, I don't have no women friends. In real life, I don't have no women friends. None at all. Because I know the lawless life that I used to live. Ain't no doggone, no friends with no woman. Man, you cannot clean up a doggone daughter of Zion if you got all these women friends and she got all these male friends. What you think going on both sides? Just waiting on an opportunity to do evil. It's certain things you can't sell to me because it's outside of righteousness. It's outside of truth. But the word does say, don't let nobody take you captive by vain philosophy, vain deceit. Brothers, you're going to have to stand on truth. Walk in truth. Let me tell you what you can't do. If you somebody that's vain in beauty and in vanity, you can't correct that in her. If you a brand whore, loyal to these brands that really don't even support Israel, you can't correct her. If you always blowing a bag just to stunt, you can't correct her when she doing it. If you not modest, how you think she gonna see modest? She can't submit to the lawlessness in you. Both of y'all submitted to the workings of Hasatan. When she see you saving your bread, showing discipline, showing restraint, prioritizing family. We got brothers out here that's got a gambling problem, trying to correct a woman. You're not finna correct no woman. Wouldn't be surprised if she take all you got. You wanna play crap, shoot dice, and all kind of niggerdom. And you got a whole woman and a baby, and you try to go home talking she ain't doing right. You ain't doing right. You get paid, and the first thing on your mind is to go buy some damn shoes. Go to the mall, order some J's, and then give the left like you done something. Bro, we got to correct the lawlessness before we doggone. You have no skin in the game. You're going to realize your ass finna get removed from the table if you lawless trying to correct somebody that's living lawless. Blind leading the blind. I'm telling you, man, hey, it has to come in order for the daughters of Zion to be corrected. Brothers, you got to be willing to go through the fire. I'm telling you, don't give up. Don't give up. Bro, Hasatan got our daughters of Zion, but guess what? He also got a lot of us. He also has a lot of us. And you trying to wage a war when you on the same side as your damn enemy. The same side. Man, you gotta, if you're somebody living lawless as a brother, before you open up your mouth, I'm trying to help you out and fix something. Make sure you're right. Make sure you're without reproach. Make sure you're without blame. If you drinking all the time, constantly drunkard, that's a sin. The Bible doesn't say drinking is a sin. Being a drunkard is a sin. If you somebody that like to smoke all this doggone dope, make sure you get right. Get right. You need deliverance. Brothers, you cannot sit up and not fulfill your duty and think that she gonna listen to you. Get off these damn video games. Brothers, a lot of you so young, but you've been raised to be entitled when you need to be working. You 20, 30 years old, it's you and your woman, 40 hours a week is not enough. It's not enough. You need something on the side to grind. The way stuff is going up and you barely want to work 40 hours a week. But yet you want her to do everything in the book, but you don't want to do none of it? Come on, man. You got to clean this mess up. This is the reason why you don't have no armor. A lot of these men, you got to look at the brother Derek Jackson. He didn't do shit for Israel. Didn't do shit for the daughters of Zion. Daughters of Zion buying this lawless ass man book, thinking they getting some doggone result, but they was getting their ears tickled. This man was saying all this, setting the trap, setting the snares. Man, it's going to take somebody that's standing in there. One thing I'll tell you this. I address the issue, and I catch a lot of smoke for it. But I tell you this. Not one, man of truth, man of Yah in the book did not catch smoke for telling the truth. You got to think, Messiah was so raw and cold with it. This man went into their synagogues, not his own, was traveling, going into other people's synagogues and temples, giving them the truth, and people was offended, gnashing their teeth. But he stood flat-footed on truth. They found no blame with him. They tried. Brothers, I'm telling you, if you go from living lawless to walking in truth, the daughters of Zion is going to try to find some fault in you, but they won't be able to find none. Not by way of sin, by in the book, because you done already done your research. As for deliverance, walking in truth. Man, you got to think. The Most High Yah was persecuted for speaking the truth. I'm telling you not to give up if you a warrior. Don't give up. It's easy to say, man, I give up. Don't give up. Not if you a man of truth. Man, we might not see the victory of this until 2 or 3 generations. But you got to stand there firm. Why be moved if you're walking in truth when you're going to battle with lies and demonic spirits? Man, once you have that word and you strap with the word and your sword is sharp because you constantly studying to show yourself approved and you put on that armor. Man, I'm not telling you that you're not gonna go into battle. You're gonna go into battle. If you're somebody that stands for truth and you don't find yourself in battle, chances are you ain't living in truth. Chances are you're not walking in truth, doing the same thing Messiah did. You might call yourself a Christian, but if everybody around you love you, chances are you're not doing the same thing he did. He went around and people was hating on him to the point where they persecuted him, not realizing Messiah gave his life and told you the truth for your salvation's sake. Anytime I'm in my house and I'm delivering this truth and I got to stand flat-footed on it and I'm delivering this truth to my east and she don't like it, hey, the word does say those who, seek their life, you're going to lose it. But those who give their life, you're going to obtain life. There's times where I have to tell my wife, hey, I'm not budging on this truth. Because if there's any guilt on me that you can find using your Bible, send it, and I'll receive it. But there is none. There is none. You got to stand on truth like that in your house. Man, you have to be like, when you're dealing with a combative woman, if I'm failing you, show me where. Point out in your book where I'm failing you and watch. Watch they put the shet to the up. Because they don't even know. A lot of them don't even know what it is they're supposed to be doing biblically. Because if they did, we got another problem. You know what you're supposed to be doing and are failing to do it? You remain in will. We got another problem. Brothers, you're going to have to, I'm telling you, man, I remember being in a relationship prior to marriage, and I used to be trying to correct stuff and be like, hey, you need to do that and get my ass toe up. You know why? Because I'm wanting to go to the club. I'm wanting to do all this stuff that's outside of it, outside of the relationship prospering. Brothers, if you got a woman, man, your job is to be her physical protection, her spiritual protection, a covering. You shouldn't be pushing the daughters of Zion to go into evil opportunities. You should be giving them understanding. I'm not saying you're going to be able to control their action, because a lot of them don't want to be under submission. They don't want you to have the rule that the Most High Yah said you're supposed to have over them. But here's a different play. Man, tell them what they don't see spiritually. And to have that level of discernment, you got to be walking in truth. Tell them what they don't see. And then when they go against your instructions and fall flat on their face, damn, you don't think they're going to get a spiritual rebuke? I'm telling you, a lot of these problems, brothers, it's going to take 2 to 3 generations, because a lot of what we're seeing is the product of 2 or 3 years of wickedness and lawlessness happening. You know, brothers, I often say it, there's nothing wrong with a daughter of Zion having an education or having success. But you got to look at it. When you look at the structure of the family, 50% of these divorces, divorces that's happening out of all marriages, 50% of them end in divorces. 70% of them divorces is filed by women. 90% if they're educated. What are all our daughters of Zion running to go get? So you had to proceed with caution. A woman, she sees the opportunity, but she's not aware of evil until it's too late. And that's your job. Hey, let me tell you something. Hey, you're good. This job, it looks good on the surface. I know you really want it. I know you got the education for it, but guess what? You go get that job. This word says you're not supposed to usurp authority over men and teach men. You're going to get that job, and you're going to come home trying to tell me what to do. Just give it some time. That's what is happening. And when they realize that has happened, bro, they've been single mothers for 10, 15 years, 40, 50 years old. I realize I messed up. Oftentimes, you might try to say something and you know it's the truth, but you're not living in truth. And they don't receive it. That's why I said, when I cleaned up my act as a man, cleaned it up, started getting in the word, not just getting in the word, but getting in it to be a doer of the word. That's when change comes. Bro, I'm here to tell you that, man, if you're walking in truth and you're tired, don't give up. Keep pushing forward. A woman is going to be your test. You got to think, man. When you look at Genesis 2 and Genesis 3, the Most High Yah created this woman to be a suitable helper, a helpmeet to Adam. The Most High Yah didn't address them when Eve ate the fruit. Nothing happened. It wasn't until leadership ate the fruit that the Most High, they have a choice, man. Brothers out here, you got a choice, man. You got a choice to continue living a lie, keep busting down these daughters of Zion, go get a plan B, shawty. She up here. Any brother that's bro, I know. I used to be like, I'm coming to the pharmacy with you to get that plan B. Brother, have you ever seen a woman take a plan B and she be on her stomach just be toe up? But you was the one supporting that. You got to clean that up. Abortions. Bro, I done been on the side of that. I think you should get one. That stuff you got to repent for in order to have deliverance. Everywhere Messiah went, he said, repent, 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 for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All the way up until his death, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Brothers, you're going to have to get right, man. But just fleeing to another country and just knocking off and defiling their women, that shit ain't gonna cut it. A lot of brothers get mad when I say that, but we know what's going down. These women is thinking you're gonna fulfill a duty, and guess what? You ain't doing it. You recording this footage. Every video you got a different woman, and y'all waking up, man. Come on, let's call it what it is. I'm standing on, won't be moved. Man, there's times where I have conversations with my East, and you have to, brothers, you have to be willing to lose it all to stand on truth. Messiah did. Lost his life for it. Didn't budge. You didn't never see him backpedaling away from the truth in order to keep material things. Matter of fact, he told you, man, if you don't hate your mother, your father, your wife, your brother, your sister, your kids, and even your own damn life, you ain't worthy of being my disciple. So when I'm standing on truth, I won't be leveraged. You can't leverage me for a house. You can't leverage me for this car. You can't leverage me for money. I lose all that doggone stuff to stand on truth. The word says, man, if you give your life, you will obtain life. Brother, you got to quit trying to find life in all this material stuff. Because in the end, it's going to be death. And I'm talking about a spiritual death. A lot of these women will be the doggone fire you're going to have to go through. Brothers, every time you're out here defiling the daughter of Zion and you think you unscathed and you can sit at the table and speak on these issues, that doggone same fire that you helped light is the same one you're going to have to walk through. When you sending them sinful bullets out your dick, you're going to have them same bullets, them same simple bullets fired right back at you. The environment that you create for yourself in sin, don't think because you're born again in a new creation that you ain't got to still live in this environment. But your testimony on how the Most High Yah delivered you out of this stuff is what's going to penetrate. Is what's going to penetrate. You got brothers out here that speaking on, you got rappers that try to speak on it, and they claim that they didn't change their life, but you know what they still doing? Still profiting off that lawless music that's out there, still spinning. You got to think, man. Look at our brother Young Jeezy. Got him a foreign woman. Was this brother walking in righteousness, or was he giving lip service? This man wants you to think he had a change of mind, change of action. But guess what? That same dope boy music, bust him down music, still making money off of it, still profiting. How many brothers really that have made it are willing to let that go and say, you know what? I'm going to turn a new leaf for real. I'm walking away from this thing. Them royalties, don't want them. Music was lawless. T.I., same way. Don't let these brothers that try to twist and warp that they are evolving spin it off as it's going to produce a different outcome. No, you're going to get wicked ass kids. Daughters of Zion going to have to deal with these wicked kids. Got to stand on truth. I know everybody right now saying stand on business. Hey, it's time to stand on truth. Because behind standing on business, there's the worship of money. People want money. We standing on truth, man, so we can have that promise at the end. That's how you put on the doggone armor. Man, I know I said a lot in this one speaking on this issue. There's a lot for both sides to take in, but I guarantee you, if all the brothers had the same mind, as far as when these daughters of Zion are coming to us and we're entertaining and what the generation calls shooting your shot. Man, I'm asking you, if you want to see a change in the black family, shoot your shot righteously. Shoot it righteously. And if they don't answer that call, let them be. And you continue searching till you find one that wants to doggone get with the program. I'm not telling you to take on nobody that's lawless and you walking straight, man, brother. That don't cause you problems. But one thing you don't need to be doing is taking advantage of the daughters of Zion. I know what it's like to have a gift of gab. I know what that's like. Bro, I've been a recruiter. Been able to, get out there and move, talk somebody out their drawers. And I don't have a pot to piss in. I know what that's like. Just because you see these daughters of Zion in darkness, man, you have to be the light. You have to come with a truth that they've never seen. What they've never seen in a man. They so used to men wanting their body, wanting to defile them, and they show out. You got to be to the point where you say, I know you want this. But in due time, if you do your part in due time and we do this thing right, hey, I don't have no problem giving to you, but I'm going to fulfill a duty to you. I'm not looking for you to be no side piece. I'm not looking for you to be no 304. But, hey, this life you living, hey, it's not going to be conducive. You trying to bring in something toxic, and I'm trying to show you how to do this thing. Bro, you got to speak with authority and righteousness. You ain't no authority in no damn lawlessness. None whatsoever. A lot of this stuff, the vanity the daughters of Zion get caught up in, brothers, you got to do your research on. You sitting here presenting a woman with an opportunity for marriage, and she throwing a hissy fit about a ring, brother, you got to be able to deliver that truth to say, hey, ain't none of this in the whole of the Bible. None of this. You got to be able to deliver truth, but you can't be walking in lawless and be a messenger of truth at the same time. It's not going to happen, man. We can't correct and clean up the daughters of Zion. Why do you think the 2 9s? Why do you think society tries to market everything the daughters of Zion try to do? Most High y'all already gave them hips. Now what they didn't market it in the daughters of Zion is purchasing. The Most High y'all gave the daughters of Zion hips and bodies. And they didn't market it this, these BBLs, all this doggone stuff, the plump lips. There ain't no damn daughter of Zion that should be getting their damn lips done, getting their damn hips done. When you look at who's dying on these operating tables, guess who's dying? Daughters of Zion. Most High y'all already gave you that. This stuff is getting cartoonish. We don't need to be doggone trying to replicate what the Europeans with this hair, all of this stuff. Like, how much, brother, let me tell you something. If you're buying bullshit, guess what she's going to buy? Bullshit. You know, if you buying all this stuff that don't have nothing for the sake of the family, guess what she going to go? She going to buy all the fake nails. She going to buy all the fake hair. She going to buy fake lips. She going to buy fake booty, all of this stuff. You got to exercise restraint, discipline. I ain't never met nobody in discipline show somebody how to be disciplined. I ain't never met, especially not in the military, somebody that's always late tell somebody else they need to be on time. Like that's hypocritical. Everything that the daughters of Zion have, there's a satanic community that wants to market it and monopolize off of it, and it always leads to the destruction of the daughters of Zion. How many daughters of Zion are we gonna see out here as dating coaches, and you ain't married? Men don't even want to deal with you, but yet you got a best-selling relationship book. How much of that book has got scripture in it? Man, you can type in, brothers, you can type in, because the church is not going to give you this. You can type in on Google, scriptures about being a husband, scriptures about being a mother, scriptures about being a wife, scriptures about being a mother. There's a website called Open Bible, and it'll list out everything that's telling you what your roles is. It'll hit a lot of them. Man, there's no excuse in this daytime and hour that brothers have an excuse for not walking righteously, but sitting up there talking about they love the Most High Yah. We got more technology. Guess what you spend your technology for? ESPN Sunday Pass. You on YouTube watching Sexy Red, lusting after her, and she lost as hell. When you gonna use some of that technology for the convenience of saving your doggone soul? Brothers, you're gonna have to clean your act up righteously, not by just putting on a suit, flashing your money, your jewelry, your haircut, getting your hairline paid on. No. Not by no nice car, not by no rims. You're going to have to clean it up righteously so that light can shine in you and they can see that this one different. Girl, I don't know what it is, but he didn't want the booty. Girl, he was talking to me like I ain't never been talked to before. And not no nasty talk. He was telling me who I was, and all of a sudden, I had no choice but to listen because he was speaking that truth. He's different. And you're going to have to take that thing slow. You're going to have to teach them they role. But guess what you can't be doing while you're doing that? Defiling other daughters of Zion. Can't be doing it. Man, I hope I said something to stimulate thought. Those that have ears to hear, let them hear. Man, the word does say, blessed is he that's not offended in me. The same truth the Messiah got, blessed, he was out there giving, blessed is the one that wasn't offended by that truth. Hope I haven't become your enemy because I tell you the truth. I'm just speaking, man, but there's not too many people out here this day, time, and hour that sorry-ass pastors get up in there lying to you. There ain't nobody out here really love you enough to tell you the truth and stay in the fight with you. Ain't too many people like that. That's few and far in between. But at the end of the day, only a remnant shall be saved. Closer to y'all ministries, kicking it gun barrel straight. Hey, make sure you send this thing. Send it out. Hit that like button. Share this with a brother that's out there lawless. Share it with them. Even if they don't want to hear it, share it with them. All praise to the Most High Yah, closer to God Ministries, kicking it gun barrel straight.